Yo, what is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Simone Raider back at it again with another episode of Nation News. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about a former Raider coming back to the dark side. On top of that, we're going to be talking about Trent Brown being activated off of the COVID/reserve list and us giving the little boot to Daniel Ross. And we got some more injury update for some of your favorite Raider superstars. So all of that in this episode of Nation News.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
So the Raiders bring back a familiar face on the defensive side, cornerback Daryl Worley. In 2018 and in 2019, he played for the Silver and Black. And then in 2020, in the offseason, he signed a one-year contract with the Dallas Cowgirls. Now he eventually got snipped from the Cowboys team and then ended up on the Bills practice squad, where he eventually made his way right back to the dark side, but this time in Las Vegas. Now in his time as a Raider, in 24 games, he recorded 16 pass deflections and 2 interceptions. Now I know a lot of people might be questioning this move and why the Raiders are going out and bringing back Daryl Worley. As you guys already know, in his past, he's been burnt toast on this defense. But if you really take a step back and look at the broader picture of this move, it makes a lot of sense for the Raiders to go out and bring back Daryl Worley to this defense, especially into the secondary. For starters, Daryl Worley can play a lot of different positions in the secondary. He could play corner, he could play a little bit in a nickel, and even a little bit at safety. Especially with all the injuries that has been going on, you can bring in Daryl Worley as a plug-and-play player on this defense. On top of that, Daryl Worley already knows how to play in the system. Now this move could definitely mean that Damon Arnette could be out for a couple of weeks now, especially with the concussion that he suffered in the Jets game. We don't know when he will return, but bringing back Daryl Worley, I believe, is a solid move for the Raiders. Now the biggest question for me, ironically, is what number will Daryl Worley be playing with? I know 20 is taken, but maybe he could borrow 20 while Damon Arnette is out. I mean, why not? But honestly, Raider Nation, what are your thoughts on this move? Do you think this is a good move for the Raiders? This is a solid move for the Raiders to bring back Daryl Worley to this defense? Yes? No? Maybe so. Raider Nation, you know the deal. It's another week of what's going on with Trent Brown. Good news, Trent Brown has officially been activated off of the COVID/reserve list, and in that corresponding move, the Raiders have let go and waved goodbye to Daniel Ross. Now, the Raiders are looking to bring back Daniel Ross into the practice squad as long as he is not claimed off of waivers. Well, I got good news for you, Raiders. I'm pretty sure nobody in the NFL is really looking at Daniel Ross, and I'm pretty sure he's going to make his way back to the Las Vegas Raiders, and he will be back pretty soon. And that's 5 Mayock legs, believe it, baby. So initially, when I seen this news that the Raiders activated Trent Brown, I thought that he would be able to come back this week against the Colts. But it looks like we might be waiting another week. Yes, another week with no Trent Brown. And not only Trent Brown, but Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abram, and even Damon Arnette could miss this week's matchup against the Jets. John Gruden came out and said on Monday, I wouldn't expect those guys to play right now based on what I saw last week. Hopefully we get good news Wednesday. Again, another week, another challenge. Now, getting Trent Brown back this week would be huge for this team, especially for this offensive line, and especially because we're going to be playing a really good defense and the Indianapolis Colts this week in Las Vegas. We really need Trent Brown back by all means. Now, I know that our offensive line has done a great job and started off this season strong in midst of all the injuries and the COVID bullshit that our offensive line had to deal with throughout this whole season. And these past 2 games, Derek Carr has been pressured and hit more than he has been in the beginning of the season, especially to 2 teams that don't really have an elite pass rush. You're looking at the Falcons and the Jets, but they have been able to put a lot of pressure on Derek Carr. Now, that's not a good sign for this team, and having Trent Brown back would definitely help out, especially this week. I mentioned it before, this Colts defense does not play. I know a lot of us can be frustrated with Trent Brown, especially this year not being available on the field for this team, but man, we really need him for these next couple of games heading into the playoffs. But hopefully we do receive some good news that Trent Brown is able to come back this week, because we really need him back on this team ASAP. Now, more players to that list is Jonathan Abram and Josh Jacobs. Now, we know that these 2 players did not play in the Jets game. Josh Jacobs, I already knew wasn't going to play because I felt like the Raiders were going to rest him, especially having that ankle injury against the Falcons. But Jonathan Abram going into the game and being injured and out for the game was a surprise to me. I thought he was going to to be able to play, and the fact that he might not even play this week against the Colts, him and Josh Jacobs, is surprising to me, and I hope that they're able to play this week. Now we know that Devontae Booker, Jalen Richard, and Theo Riddick all came in as a collective to replace Josh Jacobs against the Jets, and they all really didn't do much. As a collective, they only had 70 yards total. 50 of those yards did come from Devontae Booker, but all in all, we couldn't do nothing on the ground against the Jets. Now imagine not really doing nothing against the Colts defense. Whew, it's gonna be a long day. And on top of that, in replacement of Jonathan Abram, we had Eric I'm a liability Harris out there, really being a liability. He couldn't tackle, he couldn't cover. I don't know what the hell he was doing out there. Maybe that's why we brought in Daryl Worley, because he could play some snaps at safety. I don't know why we don't play LaMarcus Joyner at safety. I'm pretty sure that LaMarcus Joyner could do a better job than Eric Harris could ever do at the safety position. But that's just me. Well, not just me. The rest of the Raider Nation, I know, agrees with me as well. In a game like this, like I said about Trent Brown, we're gonna need all of our weapons, and Josh Jacobs and Jonathan Abram are a really crucial part of our offense and defense. Both of them on both sides really affect this team, and you can tell in this last game how much we miss these two players and how much we really need them on the field, especially for this playoff run. We got the Colts, the Chargers, and the Dolphins in these next 3 games, and these are 3 winnable games if we can play to our full potential. Now, we cannot be dropping games like we did against the Falcons and almost against the Jets. We've got to step up in a big way. All of our players has got to step up, and we got to go out there and handle business, man. We got to win. And to add on to those names, Damon Arnette will most likely be out this game as well. Now, we already know that Damon Arnette went out in the second play of the game with a concussion, and this is the second straight game that happened to Damon Arnette. Now, obviously, the first time was against the Atlanta Falcons, where he went out in the first play, and then he comes back against the Jets and goes out in the second play. That's 2 straight games going out with concussion. Now, John Gruden did say that he should be able to return at some point, but this week he most likely will not. And like I said before, I believe that's the reason why we brought Daryl Worley over, because I believe that Damon Arnette might miss a few weeks, at least 3. I'm pretty sure they might put him on short-term IR, but who knows? All of these moves are huge blows for the Raiders. It just seems like we just can never catch a break out there, especially with all the injury news. It just seems like every time we get somebody back, someone goes out, and every time someone goes out, someone comes back, and so on and so forth. The cycle just keeps repeating itself over and over and over and over again. But all in all, Raider Nation, should the Raiders be worried about all of these injuries, about not having our superstars on Sunday? Let me know down in the comments below, because if you were to ask me, I think we should be just a bit worried, especially if we can't have our star players out there on Sunday. The road to the playoffs is going to be tough for this team, and every game is a must win. We got to go out there and play Raider football. These past 2 games, we haven't played Raider football, and I understand a lot of people being frustrated with the Raiders not going out there and blowing out the Jets, but at the end of the day, we just won, baby, and we just got to move on. We got to clean up a lot of stuff. This offense, the play calling from John Gruden and this team and this defense with Paul Gunther, they all have got to step up, and they better not be outcoached, because if they are, again, especially against some of these good teams, we might not make the playoffs. But we got to push forward, and we need to just win. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today in this episode of Nation News. If you guys have any thoughts on any of the subject at hand, or what are you guys' thoughts about all the injury news, or even bringing back Daryl Worley to this team, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please smash that like button. It helps me in this channel and lets me know that you guys enjoy these type of videos, so I could keep doing them every single week. And if this is the first time you're watching this video and you enjoy great Raiders content, then please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. With that being said, until the next video, Raider Nation, this is your boy Samoa Raider, and your boy is yeah.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.